Evidently blind to the almost comical irony of their actions, certain so-called trans activists have savaged the producers of South Korean dystopian thriller Squid Game 2 for selecting a male actor to play a male character who engages in trans cosplay, pretending he's female. And perhaps, of course, the operative word for all of them to remember is acting. Hi everyone, I'm Gardner Goldsmith for MRC-TV, and here's the story. Writes Alana Mastrangelo for Breitbart. Quote, South Korean actor Park Sung-hoon is reportedly set to play a man who identifies as a woman in the popular survival thriller series, sparking outrage among LGBTQIAAP2S plus activists who say such roles should only go to transgender actors. End quote.
저는 특전사 출신의 MTF 트랜스젠더이고요. 성확정 수술을 받고 싶은데 그 수술을 받을 돈이 조금 부족해서 이 게임에 참가하게 된 인물이고요. 여러 가지 사회적인 편견으로 인해서 좀 불이익을 받고 안 좋은 상황에 놓이기도 하지만 누구보다도 강인하고 결단력 있고 리더십도 있는 그런 모습들을 보여주면서
That's right. Men who pretend to be women are upset that a man was hired to pretend to be a man who pretends to be a woman. And perhaps some women who pretend to be men are upset that a man was hired to pretend to be a man pretending to be a woman. Does any of that make any sense? And of course, in the long line of hyperbolic ubertribung that she cited, Ms. Mastrangelo discovered the typically entertaining activist use of the word women to describe people who aren't women. Quote, I'm crying. Instead of a trans femme actor, they decided to slap a wig on Park Sung-hoon and call it a day, one ex-user reacted. This is not how you give representation, another lamented, adding, a cis man pretending to be part of a minority group just doesn't sit right with me, especially when they could have hired an actual trans actress. End quote. Evidently, these people who adopt the pretense of being a sex they're not can't stomach the idea of someone pretending to be a person who pretends to be a sex he's not. Yeah, it's pretzel logic for everybody. Yes, indeed. You can enjoy it all. And then there was this, quote, could they not cast an actual transgender woman? This gonna piss me off, a third ex-user declared. End quote. And perhaps the ultimate in ironic mental derangement, quote, could have gave it to a real trans person, another echoed, end quote. Yeah, you heard that right. A real trans person. And evidently not put off by the ultra foolishness, others echoed that acceptance of counter-reality. Quote, why wouldn't they give this role to an actual trans woman? Another complained. End quote. Yeah, an actual trans woman. Quote, another ex-user ironically stated that men playing trans women reinforces the harmful notion that trans women are just men in dresses, end quote. This level of absurdity is something that the members of the great British comedy team Monty Python might have achieved. In fact, members of Monty Python have mocked just that kind of contemporary delusion and the politicized pressure, that goes with it. I got to write about their mockery of it in 2021, and perhaps like you, I had hoped the trans mania would be less maniacal by now. Unfortunately, it's gotten even sillier. Writes Master Jello, quote, other social media users reacted to the news by attacking South Korea in general, claiming that finding a transgender actor for the role would be a difficult task, given the country itself is not as woke, end quote. Oh, well, that's just awful, isn't it? Quote, it's South Korea, and they ain't that flexible in this trans or LGBTV thingy, one ex-user said. Where do you want to find a trans woman, especially in the industry? End quote. Thoughtful, logical, reality-based folk likely can add little to this already self-exposing farce. But I will observe that as a former desk worm in the script departments of 2 television series, I know that the job of the writers and producers and actors is to help viewers suspend disbelief and dive into the fiction in order to provide a lesson and a connection back to the real world. It's a process akin to friends telling stories around a fire and taking turns standing up in front of their friends. It's a process that, though much more sophisticated in execution, reminds others that they're just watching fellow humans doing a play, acting, and offering, perhaps, strong or mild lessons mixed with the entertainment. As such, the storytellers adopt zero responsibility to be so-called representational in order to cater to the desires of a vocal group.
Put a chick in it, make her gay!
It would be nice if the termagants focused on Squid Game 2 applied themselves to their own creations rather than attacking the very process of acting and storytelling. But in engaging in their attacks, they reveal the utter absurdity of their own play acting. And of course, they show us that their societal screams really should not be taken seriously. Thanks for watching, one and all. Please like and subscribe. Follow us on Rumble, where they don't censor us. And of course, you can always find MRC-TV on YouTube, where they do censor us. So sometimes those videos drop away, they disappear. And double check that you're subscribed there if you are subscribed there. Please find us all the time at MRCTV.org, MRCTV.org, where you can see what the whole team is doing, find out about the MRC-TV store, and consider contributing to the Media Research Center. Find us also on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram, and on Twitter/X. You can find MRC-TV. I am on Gab as @GardnerGoldsmith, and if you want to find me on X, just look for @GardGoldsmith. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. For MRC-TV, I'm Gardner Goldsmith.